Hormone Harmony is a supplement marketed towards relieving menopausal and PMS symptoms. But how effective is it really, and what can you expect by taking it? Let's take a look at the ingredients. Here are the doses per capsule. The recommended dosing is 3 caps a day. We're going to analyze each ingredient to see whether they contain a sufficient dose, whether it contains the active compounds to work, and whether there's any evidence for managing menopausal symptoms. Maca, a root vegetable, has traditionally been used to boost fertility in both humans and animals. Studies in mice suggest that maca extract may indeed increase litter size. However, when it comes to studies in humans, no such evidence exists, and research even indicates that maca does not improve sperm concentration. So the fertility benefits of maca supplements may only apply to animals, not humans. Furthermore, there's no evidence supporting its effectiveness in managing menopausal symptoms or PMS. Broccoli sprouts are young broccoli plants, typically 3 to 4 days old, resembling alfalfa sprouts but with a slightly bitter taste. They're packed with glucoraphanin, around 20 times more than mature broccoli, making them a popular functional food. Although research is ongoing to explore the potential benefits of this food, there's currently no evidence to suggest that either glucoraphanin or broccoli sprouts offer any relief for menopausal symptoms or PMS. Chasteberry, also known as Vitex agnus castus, is a herb commonly used to address various female hormonal issues, particularly PMS. It's the main ingredient that makes Hormone Harmony potentially useful for managing menopausal symptoms and PMS. Clinical studies have demonstrated that Vitex agnus castus can lead to modest improvements in PMS symptoms and decrease the likelihood of symptoms showing up. Moreover, research indicates that taking Vitex agnus castus extracts for 8 weeks can alleviate certain menopausal symptoms such as anxiety and hot flashes. However, it doesn't seem to have an impact on depression or intimacy issues. Additionally, studies on patients experiencing breast pain associated with menstruation reveal that Vitex agnus castus can moderately reduce breast pain compared to a placebo. It's hard to say if Happy Mammoth uses a sufficient dose of chasteberry since the information is hidden behind a proprietary blend, but given that you don't need a lot of it to be useful, it probably contains enough. Ashwagandha, an Ayurvedic herb, has a long history of traditional use for managing stress and anxiety. There's some evidence suggesting that it can effectively reduce feelings of anxiety and stress, and may even help improve sleep quality in individuals dealing with these issues. Furthermore, ashwagandha might offer benefits during menopause. A small clinical study involving perimenopausal women revealed that taking a specific ashwagandha root extract for 8 weeks led to a mild improvement in menopausal symptoms compared to a placebo. However, it's worth noting that the study utilized large doses of ashwagandha, about 300 milligrams twice daily, and used a specific extract known as KSM66, both of which are not found in Hormone Harmony. Therefore, while Hormone Harmony does contain ashwagandha, it likely does not have the same benefits. Wild yam is often cultivated for its natural compound called diosgenin, which was first identified in 1940. Diosgenin shares a chemical resemblance with certain hormones, like DHEA, and is used by laboratories to synthesize these hormones. As a result, some wild yam products are marketed as, quote, natural DHEA. However, it's important to note that DHEA can only be produced from diosgenin in a lab setting. The body does not synthesize it from wild yam or diosgenin, and there's no evidence to support the idea that supplementing with wild yam or diosgenin can increase DHEA levels in humans. In fact, studies suggest that applying wild yam cream topically to menopausal patients for 3 months does not offer relief from hot flashes and night sweats compared to a placebo. There's evidence from small clinical studies indicating that fennel might offer mild relief from menopausal symptoms. Fennel seed extracts are available in oil or powdered forms. Hormone Harmony utilizes the powdered form, which requires much larger doses than the oil forms to be useful. For example, a study involving postmenopausal adults found that it took 2 grams of fennel seed powder daily for 8 weeks to see improvements in menopausal symptoms compared to a placebo. The amount of fennel seed powder in Hormone Harmony is far below what's needed to be effective. Berberine and Gymnema are herbs commonly utilized to help with sugar and fat levels in those with diabetes and PCOS. However, there's insufficient research to support their use for managing menopausal symptoms. Moreover, the doses needed for benefits are typically around 1,000 milligrams per day, far beyond what Hormone Harmony provides. Rosemary and chamomile are herbs traditionally employed for alleviating anxiety, stress, and supporting overall mood. However, they're often used in aromatherapy or as oil or liquid extracts rather than in powdered form like in supplements. There's also no evidence to show that these herbs offer any relief for menopausal symptoms or PMS. There's no evidence supporting the use of American ginseng for managing menopausal symptoms or PMS. While it's traditionally believed to boost energy levels, its actual effectiveness even in this regard is questionable. Preliminary studies indicate that taking American ginseng daily for 4 weeks does not lead to an increase in workout capacity compared to a placebo. Similar to American ginseng, rhodiola is traditionally used to enhance alertness and energy levels rather than addressing menopausal symptoms. The evidence supporting rhodiola's ability to improve energy is somewhat better than that compared to American ginseng, although it remains mixed overall. Overall, Hormone Harmony by Happy Mammoth is essentially a fancy chasteberry supplement with potential mood support. However, most of the other ingredients lack sufficient dosages to provide additional benefits, especially for menopausal symptoms and PMS. Therefore, any positive effects for menopause and PMS experienced from taking this supplement are likely attributed to the chasteberry alone. Chasteberry combination supplements like Hormone Harmony are primarily useful for reducing certain PMS symptoms. Studies suggest that you might need to take it for 2 to 6 menstrual cycles to notice any effects. It may also help with certain menopausal symptoms like hot flashes and mood changes such as irritability and fatigue, but it may not be helpful for other menopausal symptoms like intimacy issues or weight gain. There are many other supplements with better research for their use in menopause compared to the ingredients in Hormone Harmony. For a more thorough review, check out the linked video in the description below. Hormone Harmony is selling for around $70 per month. If I want to replicate its effects, I would combine a chasteberry supplement with rhodiola and a better quality ashwagandha supplement. Chasteberry is $4 to $5 a month. Rhodiola is $4 to $6 a month. Ashwagandha is $3 to $8 a month depending on the quality. Combined, this is $11 to $19 a month. Rating Hormone Harmony by effectiveness for menopausal symptoms and PMS, I'm giving it a C. It's an overpriced chasteberry supplement with some mild cognitive support. Rating it by cost, I'm giving it a D. You can replicate its effects easily by getting the individual ingredients for much cheaper. Rating it for safety, I'm giving it a C. Some ingredients like berberine may cause issues if you are currently on any medications. Overall rating, I'm giving a C. It might mildly improve some symptoms of PMS or menopause, but I would recommend you just get the individual ingredients instead, as they would be much cheaper and likely more effective. Hi, I'm Dr. Brian Young. Do you think it's worth it? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you found this video helpful, please subscribe to the channel and leave me a like. Hit the notification bell if you want to stay up to date and share this video with someone you know who can use the info.